frozen?
Yeah. So my name is Dr. Ashley Lukens. I am the Hawaii Program Director for the Center for Food Safety here in Honolulu. One of the reasons why I joined the Center for Food Safety is because I'm really passionate about food. Where my food comes from, the impact that my eating practices have on my community and the world around me. And also on the health of my family. And I think any mother will tell you that having a child profoundly shifts your relationship with food because these little lives are so innocent. And with my daughter, I knew that I wanted her to eat healthy. Today we're gonna make a sort of half smoothie, half what Audrey calls a banana swirl. And it is based on my long journey as a mom trying to get leafy greens into my daughter's diet. So what we did is I created a Kale Applesauce, which became a base for a variety of different kid-friendly recipes. But we also use it in popsicles, and I create these little ice cubes, which have kale and apple in them. So I went with 4 Fuji apples, and then these are local Phillips bananas, organically grown. I got them at Whole Foods. And then that is kale from Ma'o Farms. Right now, Audrey and I are de-stemming it. So it's nice to get rid of the stem because the stem is the most fibrous part of the kale. And unless you have a Vitamix, it's really hard to blend this down into nothing. It's also a really easy way to engage your kids when you're cooking because they're very good at destroying things. We have an at-home worm bin, and worms love all the little pieces of your fruits and vegetables that you can't integrate into a recipe.
Done, Mom.
Oh, awesome, Aj. Okay, so the next step maybe, what I need is for you to take the apples once I'm done cutting them and put them in this bowl, okay? All I do is cut around the core of the apple. So you see I'm pouring the apples in.
I'm pouring the apples.
So there's no sort of exact measurements for this. I used 4 very small Fuji apples and it was completely sufficient. For the water, you just want to pour in enough water, a little too much, so that it covers the apples in the water. And you want to cover. So you'll cook it until the apples are translucent. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, now put the kale in. So depending on how often your child eats leafy greens, that determines how much kale to put in. Obviously, if you're just introducing leafy greens, a little bit, handful works really well. Yeah. So now you see the kale is softened. It's basically, you know, wilted. And it's a little bit hot. So from here, we'll blend it. And then you pour it in.
And all the liquid.
And all the liquid.
Can I turn it on?
Hit the smoothie button. So the goal with blending it is to make sure that the kale is indiscernible from the apples. Again, just really troubleshooting for the pickiest of kid eaters, because if they don't think of it all as one, they'll think they have a choice. But the idea is that you're slipping the kale in with the apples. With 1 or 2 of your frozen kale apple ice cubes, you can make an after-school smoothie for your kids. Audrey calls this her banana swirl. All right.